Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pippins pregame show. I'm Chris Rosado Jr. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Pippins return home tonight, tied for the lead in the North Division in the second half after scraping out a win in the series finale in Cowlitz on Sunday. The Pippins were shut out in the first two games of the series, the first time in franchise history that the Pippins have been shut out on back-to-back nights, but they struck first with a two-run home run in the top of the first inning by Willie Lajoie on Sunday. Those two runs ended up being all the offense they could muster, but it also proved all the offense they would need as the Black Bears hit a solo home run in the bottom of the first but couldn't score again, and the Pippins won 2-1. Tonight, the Pippins host the Bend Elks in the first of a three-game series. The last time these two teams met, the Elks took Game 1 with a decisive 12-3 victory, but the Pippins took a couple of close wins in the second and third games to win the overall series. Kirby Robertson starts on the mound for the Pippins tonight. He has turned in a handful of solid starts on the mound and looks to start this series off strong tonight. When we come back, we'll chat with Cash Ulrich, who acted as the head coach this weekend, with head coach Kyle Crustangel not making the trip to Cowlitz, about what Ulrich saw over the weekend and what he hopes to see from the team tonight. We'll be right back on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we had gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Pippins pregame show. I'm Chris Rosado Jr. talking with assistant coach Cash Ulrich. Cash, you guys are coming off a big win in the context of the weekend that helped secure you guys not getting swept. What did you like out of that third game, other than obviously the final score, that you saw the guys kind of take from the first two, learn in the third one, and come away with the win?
Yeah, it's really a game of responses. I mean, a summer responses when you have a bunch of games right back to back. So I loved our response on Sunday. Came out early. Willie set the tone with a bomb to get us going, and we never really looked back. I mean, we faced some really good arms there in Cowlitz, took our bumps and bruises, but when you can scrap one out of a series, a road series, we'll take it. And then the other thing is, talk about a response. Last time you guys played Ben won the first game of the series, a pretty big win, but you guys came back and scrapped out 2 wins to win that series. What are some lessons that you guys took from that first series in Bend that you come into this series at home with? Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're a solid squad. I mean, the South is a tough conference, so you can't take anybody, overlook anybody from that conference. They got some good arms, and we just got to get a lead early. I think that's been a big thing for us this summer, get a lead early and pound the zone with the pitchers, add on, put some pressure on. So I think if we can do that, we're going to really like the outcomes of the series. Yeah, look for some early aggressiveness out of this offense from the Pippins. When we come back, lineups and first pitch right here on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome inside Yakima County Stadium. We are live for game number 1 as the Yakima Valley Pippins are hosting the Bend Elks for a 3-game series. These two teams met a little earlier on in the season. The Bend Elks won the series opener, and the Pippins came back and won the next 2 in that outing between these two teams. As promised, we'll take you through tonight's starting lineups. Brought to you by the Yakima Herald Republic. For the best sports coverage in the Yakima Valley, subscribe to the Yakima Herald Republic either in print or online. You can subscribe by calling 577-7755. The Yakima Herald Republic, they tell your stories. For the Bend Elks, who will be hitting first in today's contest here in Yakima, Bryce Betcher will lead off and play second base. Gavin Rourke, the center fielder, hits second, and Greg Fuchs, the DH, will hit third. Colin Montez, newcomer to the Bend Elks, he's hitting cleanup tonight, playing right field. Sam Linscott, the left fielder, he hits fifth. Daniel Garcia will hit sixth and play first base. Gavin Logan will catch and hit seventh. Peter Mendozona, the shortstop, hits eighth. And Matt Dallas, the third baseman, will round out the bottom of the order for the Elks. Starting pitcher for the Elks tonight will be Jacob Kamatz. And the starting pitcher tonight for the Pippins, getting warm on the mound right now, is Kirby Robertson. Robertson, a sophomore out of Columbia Basin College, originally from Richland, Washington. He's started in 4 league games for the Pippins, 4.13 ERA and 24 innings pitched, 10 walks, 18 strikeouts for him. Pitch-to-contact guy, will miss some bats here and there. His last outing came on July 15th in a non-league start against the Highline Bears, where he went 5 scoreless innings, gave up just 4 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. He earned the win in that one. The lineup for the Pippins tonight, Spencer Marenko leads off and plays shortstop. Blake Dickman will DH and bat second. Sam Olson hits third and is back behind the plate tonight. Noah Williamson, the cleanup hitter, he's playing left field. Willie Lajoie, the first baseman, hits fifth, and Mason Marenko, the second baseman, will hit sixth. Both Marenko brothers playing up the middle tonight. Spencer at short, Mason at second. Alex Shanks will bat seventh tonight and play right field. Bryce Martin Grudzalonic, the third baseman, he hits eighth, and Chase Graves playing center field, hitting ninth tonight. And functionally hitting ninth, very similar to hitting leadoff. You get one less at-bat in the game, obviously. You don't get to have the immediate impact of starting the game for your team or starting the hitting for your team. But you do get to essentially be on top of the order, and Chase Graves, a good bat to have down there at the number 9 spot to keep the lineup moving as we get through this game. Bryce Betcher digs into the box from the right side for the Bend Elks. And we are moments away from first pitch here in Yakima. A little bit later start time. We're planning on a 6:35. Looks like first pitch is going to be at 6:38 p.m. today. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that just goes outside, called a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch from Kirby Robertson. Another breaking ball. That one's over the plate, and it is 1-1 for Bryce Betcher. First pitch tonight, a couple minutes later than scheduled, as I said. The weather tonight here, great in Yakima, 90 degrees. And no clouds in the sky that I can see. The 1-1 low and inside, and it's 2-1 for Betcher. There was a cloud earlier today. I was tracking it as it moved across the sky. It has left my view from the press box here behind home plate. So here's the 2-1. That one at the low outside corner and called a strike. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as both Kirby Robertson and Bryce Betcher try to feel their way around the outer limits of the strike zone tonight. Behind the plate, Will Bennett, and on the bases, Tim Heigl, the officials for tonight's game. Pippins have seen these two before. Here's the 2-2. Betcher swings and lines one foul on the first base side, bounces off the grandstands, and will head down into the right field picnic deck. Picnic deck, a great place to watch a baseball game from. Not just the vantage point, a little bit of raised platforms up there with some picnic tables, a great place for a group outing. You also get the food right there. You don't have to go to the concession stands for it. Another pop fly, this one on the third base side. That will bounce into lefties. And if we're talking about a great place to watch a baseball game, lefties as well. If you're adult, of course, smaller group. As soon as you step into lefties, you'll become part of a much larger group. A lot of the host families hang out down there, as well as that's where the Pippins bullpen is. So a lot of the families or people who hang out down there get to interact with a lot of players. So we try again, the 2-2 to Betcher, just high, and called a ball. So full count for Betcher. Betcher comes into this game hitting .267. 18 runs scored, leads the team. Here's the full count. Popped up, and another foul ball, this time back to the first base side. He also leads the team in both walks and strikeouts, 14 and 20 respectively. So the payoff pitch once more to Betcher. Breaking ball and just goes outside, so Betcher walks on 9 pitches. Betcher's got a good eye for the strike zone, saw a lot of pitches, gave Will Bennett, the home plate umpire, plenty of opportunities to define the strike zone and took advantage on a close breaking ball on the outside. That is called a ball, and Betcher takes first. Here's Gavin Rourke. Center fielder tonight for the Bend Elks with Betcher on first base. First pitch on the outside corner. That one called a strike on the fastball. Shortstop Spencer Marenko playing just to the left of the second base bag, behind it. Mason playing in the gap between first and second base with Lajoie holding on Betcher at first base. Betcher and Rourke, Betcher on first base, Rourke at the plate. Tied for the team lead in stolen bases. They both have 8 as Rourke fouls one off, and it's 0-2. But Rourke is 8 for 8 stealing bases. Betcher has 8 stolen bases but has been caught twice. Sam Olson behind the plate for the Pippins. Has not yet thrown out a runner trying to steal base. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Up high, and Rourke lays off. It's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, no outs. This top of the first inning still getting started here in Yakima. Bend visiting the Pippins. Here's the pitch to Rourke. That one hits Rourke. Not sure if that got him on the foot. I think it then deflected and hit Olson. Looked like it hurt Olson more than it hurt Rourke, but he takes base. So a walk and a hit by pitch. Put runners on first and second with no outs here to start this game in the top of the first inning. And here's Greg Fuchs. A DH tonight for the Elks. Be a junior at Oregon State in the fall. Fuchs, relative newcomer to this Elks lineup. He's 5 for 13. 3 doubles. First pitch. Checks his swing and does not hold back, so that's strike 1 on the swing. Betcher worked a 9-pitch walk. Gavin Rourke was hit by the 4th pitch he saw. No balls put into play so far. Third batter of the game, Greg Fuchs. Bats from the left side for the Elks. The 0-1 pitch, low and inside, and it's 1-1. Robertson battled against Bryce Betcher to start this game. Put together a good at-bat against him. And just missed on that last pitch, 9 pitches in. And one just got away against Rourke. Here's the 1-1 to Fuchs on the outside corner, called a strike. So 1 ball and 2 strikes for Fuchs as Kirby Robertson tries to get his first out here. Trying to keep the Elks off the board in game number 1. Pippins coming off a series in Cowlitz in which they lost the first 2 games. They were shut out before coming back to win 2-1 on Sunday. The 1-2 pitch grounded hard but foul on the first base side. Fuchs in the early part of the season for him, early part of his summer season. 3 runs and an RBI for the Elks. 1 walk and 2 strikeouts as Robertson spins around and throws high to Spencer Marenko, leaves his feet to stop it from heading into center field. Trying to keep Betcher close. As I said, the 2 guys on base lead the team in stolen bases. The Cowlitz Black Bears utilized the double steal a couple of times against the Pippins over the weekend. Here's the 1-2, swung on and popped up, foul and tailing out of play on the third base side. That will bounce over near lefties as well. That's the other appeal to lefties and the picnic deck. Grandstands end at that point, so it's a lot harder for people to get over and grab those foul balls. You have a little better opportunity to walk away with a souvenir. Shadows here from the sun sails covering the pitcher's mound and just leaving home plate in the sun. Here's the 1-2 pitch inside, popped up. Left center, more left field. Noah Williamson in and makes the catch, and that is out number 1 on the third batter of the inning. So here's Colin Montez making his first appearance with the Elks. And what a way to be welcome to the West Coast League. He gets to hit cleanup tonight for the Elks. Sam Olson with wardrobe malfunction, fixing up his shin guard straps. So runners on first and second and 1 out for Montez. As I said, the Shadows cover most of the area between the pitcher's mound and home plate, but not home plate itself. And another fly ball to left field. Noah Williamson again underneath this one and makes the catch easily. And because it's in left field, the runners with no real chance to advance. I don't know, maybe if I just keep talking about these Shadows, get another quick fly out, and the Pippins will be out of this top of the first inning. I only try to beat on this topic because, as any hitter will tell you, whenever you have a baseball going from an area that's sunny to a shadow, or the other way around from a shadow to the sun as it is here, it can be tough to read the ball a little bit as the sun kind of plays with the seams on the ball. The first pitch to Sam Linscott is an off-speed pitch inside called a strike. Of course, here in Yakima, the shadows will move until the sun sets. They put up the sunshades over the grandstands that are covering the pitcher's mound now. Those will move out into the outfield as the grandstand shadows move over the rest of the field. Grounder the other way to second base. Mason Marenko fields it on the hop over to first base in time. First 2 batters aboard with a walk and hit by pitch. 2 flyouts and a ground out. Ends the inning without a run. We head into the bottom of the first. No score. You tune into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked number 1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Welcome back for the bottom of the first inning. Spencer Marenko will lead things off for the Pippins, followed by Blake Dickman and Sam Olson. No score for the Bend Elks in the top of the first, despite the first two batters, Bryce Betcher and Gavin Rourke, walking and getting hit by a pitch. They were on first and second and stayed on first and second. Two flyouts to left field and a ground out to the second baseman, Mason Marenko, ended the inning for the Elks. On the mound for the Elks is Jacob Kamatz. He'll be a freshman at Oregon State. This is his first West Coast League appearance for the Elks. He's made two non-league appearances, one of them a start, no record for him, 7.71 ERA in 4 2/3 innings pitched. 6 strikeouts, though, and 2 walks for him over that time. Defensively for the Elks, Sam Linscott out in left field, Gavin Rourke in center, Colin Montez, the newcomer, out in right field. Matt Dallas is the third baseman, Peter Mendozona at short, and Bryce Betcher at second base with Daniel Garcia, the first baseman. Behind the plate tonight for the Elks is Gavin Logan. Spencer Marenko will dig in for the first time tonight. Pippins in their white jerseys, white pants tonight. Right-hander Jacob Kamatz gets things started out of the windup, checks his swing, and I guess he got a piece of that ball, went off the shin guard of Gavin Logan, so foul ball. The ball was quickly disposed of. It went all the way to the backstop, and Blake Dickman on deck grabbed it and threw it into the dugout, and the home plate umpire, by the time he went to look for it, didn't know where it was anymore. One ball and one strike after Spencer takes a ball. The pitch down low. And it's 2-1. Spencer comes into this game hitting 200 on the year. Lines this one right past the glove of the first baseman, Daniel Garcia. Spencer is on with a base hit. So the first batter for each team aboard to start their half of the inning. But it was Bryce Betcher who walked to start the game for the Bend Elks, and Spencer Marenko lines one through the right side of the infield for a base hit to start his half. That brings Blake Dickman to the plate, hitting .286 on the year. He's put together some big clutch hits for the Pippins this season and has also been solid behind the plate. First pitch to him. This one popped up first base side out of play. Dickman with 13 RBI. Definitely not a number to sneeze at. Finds himself on a team where the team leader has double the amount of RBI. Noah Williamson with 26. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Blake. That one taken outside, and it's 1-1. He also has 3 doubles and 2 home runs on the year. Both of them big home runs that have helped Pippins win some games over the last couple of weeks. Spencer Marenko on first base. He's got 4 stolen bases in West Coast League play. The 1-1 pitch on the outside corner called a strike. Right-hander Kamatz, 6'4", taller guy, little lanky right-hander, and delivers from up above his ear. Here's the 1-2. And taken for strike 3. Really, that looked like a good pitch right over the heart of the plate. Blake did not think that was going to be called a strike. I'm not sure if he got fooled on that or whether it just looked better up here than it did down there. Well, I've talked about it before with other taller pitchers that have come into games. That arm slot, when you bring that hand all the way up over your head and you're already 6'4" and then bring it down, that ball is traveling almost directly top to bottom down towards your feet as it comes into the plate. The first pitch lined by Sam Olson just over the glove of Peter Mendozona, the shortstop, And Olsen on with a base hit. The left fielder, Sam Linscott, had some trouble getting that one out of his glove, but didn't get far enough away from him for Spencer Marenko to go anywhere. So base hit, strikeout, and a base hit for the Pippins. Puts runners on first and second with one out. And here's Noah Williamson. Williamson, as I said, leads the team in RBI with 26. He has an identical number of runs at 26. First pitch to him. Taken at the knees for a called strike. His 26 runs are third in the West Coast League, and he's tied for fourth in the RBI category. He was leading at one time. Then the Pippins took a quick 3-game non-league break. Takes another one at the knees, and it's a called strike. And so once Pippins took that little break, he started to slip by in the categories. Struggled a little bit in the weekend series in Cowlitz as he takes one low and away. He's been putting together some really good at-bats. And just happened to find himself in 2 strike counts deep into counts and would end up swinging and missing at a breaking ball. Here's the 1-2 from Kamatz, taking a look back at second for Spencer Marenko. The pitch misses down and away, and it's 2-2. Runners on first and second. One out here in the bottom of the first inning. No score yet for the 2-2 pitch. Williamson checks his swing, and Will Bennett says he went. Sam Olsen was on his way to second thinking Spencer was going to take off. They threw down to first and then get Olsen at second, and Williamson's bat did not come around. Pippins with an unfortunate break there. Will Bennett says that Williamson swang, and Olsen gets caught up in between first and second, and that's all she wrote. The strike him out, throw him out. It really should have checked with the field umpire. I think they might have gotten a different answer, but that's how this inning comes to an end. Fortunately, 2 runners on and 1 out, and they can't score a run. We head to the second scoreless. You tune into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back for the top of the second inning. It will be 6, 7, and 8 for the Bend Elks as Kirby Robertson gets warm on the mound. Sam Olsen was behind the plate tonight. He was on first base with Spencer Marenko on second when Jacob Kamatz threw a ball in the dirt. Williamson tried to check his swing and really looked like the barrel of his bat didn't even stop pointing at the home plate umpire, but they said he went around. That was the second out of the inning, and then Olsen and Marenko thought about going, but Olsen thought Spencer had taken off, so he was halfway between first and second. They threw down to first, and Olsen was on his way to second, so they threw to second and tagged him out for the third out. The old strike him out, throw him out, as the Pippins do not benefit from that call. The judgment from Will Bennett behind the plate. So we head to the second. Without a score, both teams get 2 runners on, though the Bend Elks officially have left 2 on base, and the Pippins just leave the 1. 2 hits for them in that bottom of the first inning, and 2 strikeouts. No balls and 1 strike for Daniel Garcia after he fouls one off. Garcia leading off for the Elks here in the top of the second. Soft roller to second baseman Mason Marenko. Picks it up and quickly shifts over to first. That is out number 1. So here's Gavin Logan, the catcher for the Bend Elks. He'll be a junior at Oregon State. One of a handful of players out of Oregon State in the starting lineup tonight. First pitch, grounder, another one over to Mason Marenko. Fields it slightly to his left. Picks that one up and over to Willie Lajoie at first base. Mason Marenko really helping out his fielding percentage here tonight. That's actually the 3rd straight batter retired via a ground out to Mason. The last batter of the top of the first inning, Sam Linscott, and then Daniel Garcia and Gavin Logan to start this inning. Here's Peter Mendozona hitting .250 coming into this game. 10 runs, 8 RBI, a couple of doubles for him on the season. Robertson, the right-hander on the mound for the Pippins, works out of the windup. Goes off speed on the first pitch, and Mendozona lets it go for a called strike. Started talking about this in the first inning. The Pippins wearing all white today. They were wearing all white when they went on the road trip to Cowlitz and swept the Highline Bears in their all whites. But obviously you can't wear white on the road, so they tried the grays, lost the first game. Went to their Electric City combination, which is the neon green jerseys and a black hat, as Mendozona fouled another one off. It's 0-2. And in the third game, finally won wearing the neon green jerseys and green hats. A hard hit grounder up the middle to Mason's right. But same result, 4-3 ground out, and that's 4 in a row for him. We head to the bottom of the second after the 3-up, 3-down, top of the second.
And checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty.
Enough!
With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting.
Come on.
Welcome to the Ice Dome.
Welcome back for the bottom of the second inning. It's 5, 6, and 7 for the Pippins. Willie Lajoie, Mason Marenko, and Alex Shanks. You know, the big shame about Noah Williamson getting called up on that swing, and this is hopefully the last time I'll talk about it, but Williamson already leads the team in strikeouts, now with 37, something that he struggles with a little bit. It's a lot of strikeouts, but a lot of power for him, and that's a big part of the reason he's hitting cleanup for the Pippins, and a big part of the reason that he was drafted by the Miami Marlins. And he doesn't need any help. I mean, that's just a bad luck call, but for anyone for it to go against, Noah Williamson, perhaps the worst person that you could make that call against. So here's Willie Lajoie, who leads things off in the bottom of the second inning, followed by Mason Marenko and Alex Shanks. Lajoie hitting .243 on the year. First pitch misses up high. He takes for a ball. You know, Lajoie in the early part of the season, when he was putting together what turned out to be a 16-game hit streak and 20-game on-base streak, he didn't really strike out a whole lot. Pops one up out of play, and it's 1-1. He was also walking quite a bit. In fact, during the only game in which, during the 20-game on-base streak in which he did not get a hit, was a game in which he walked twice. He had a really good eye at the plate and obviously a hot bat. Ball taken up high near his head again, and it's 2-1. But since then, he now has 20 strikeouts on the season to 12 walks. And the power has developed a little bit. 4 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs for him. One of those home runs fouls another one off. 2 balls and 2 strikes for the first baseman, Lajoie. One of those home runs came in the top of the first inning in Sunday's game against the Bend Elks at David Story Field, which is notorious for keeping baseballs inside the park. He blasted one to left field that gave the Pippins a 2-0 lead. Takes one at the knees, and it's called a strike. Willie did not think that was going to be called a strike. Didn't think it should have been. You know, the unspoken rule in baseball is you never turn around to talk to the umpire because you don't want to show him up. Well, Willie kept his head down while he had some words for the umpire, but his hands were doing some talking too. So I don't know, even though he didn't look at the umpire, that he didn't end up showing him up. First pitch called a strike to Mason Marenko. 1 out, nobody on. The 0-1 taken off the outside edge, and that's 1-1. Mason, who has put out the last 4 batters on the ground out for the Bend Elks, have grounded out to him at second base, takes one in the dirt, and it's 2-1. At one point, the Pippins had 14 straight games in which either Mason or Spencer started at second base. They've played all over, usually trading off, but as of late have been playing a lot more games together, with Connor Kobalis being held out of the lineup. Another pitch at his head. Lajoie had a few at his head. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Mason Marenko. Kamatz through the windup, the pitch up high, and Mason Marenko checks to make sure, and Bennett does call it a ball, ball 4. Strikeout and a walk start this bottom of the second inning. Mason Marenko aboard, and here's Alex Shanks. Shanks playing right field tonight for the Pippins. First pitch to him, up high. Kamatz seems to be missing up high quite a bit here. Like I said, taller guy, his arm slot is up above his head. So he's just not stepping deep enough, or potentially letting the ball go too soon in his delivery. As I said, just the 3rd appearance overall for him, first in West Coast League play, and Shanks drives this one to left all the way to the warning track. Center fielder Gavin Rourke makes the catch, and that is a long out, number 1. That one looked like it might have had a chance. He really got a hold of that baseball, hit it to one of the deeper parts of the ballpark, and ends up getting caught on the warning track. Here's Bryce Martin Grudzalanek with Mason Marenko on first base after the walk, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Still no score from Yakima. First pitch misses low and away. Kamatz's most recent appearance was a relief appearance in non-league play, 1 inning. And before that, he did have a start that was 3 2/3 innings. So we'll see how long he gets to go here against the Pippins. Misses inside to Bryce Martin Grudzalanek, and it's 2-0. Bryce hitting 194 on the year, a couple of doubles for him. Has started to look more comfortable in his recent appearances than he did when he first came up. Takes a strike on the low outside corner, 2-1. Got his first start at shortstop on Sunday. playing third base tonight. He's played mostly third, I should say exclusively third and first for the Pippins so far. Lines this one the other way. Colin Montez ranging back and makes the catch on the run, and that is out number 3. Bryce got a good bat on that baseball, sending it the other way, but Montez brings it down for the catch. So Mason Marenko reaches on the 1-out walk, but 2 lineouts end the inning for the Pippins. We head into the top of the third without a score. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Welcome back for the top of the third inning. Matt Dallas will lead things off for the Bend Elks. It's 9-1-2 for them here in the third inning. Without a score, Kirby Robertson back on the mound for his third inning. So far, no hits against him, but he has walked and hit a batter. He's retired the last 6 straight. The last 4 of them have grounded out to Mason Marenko at second base. On the other side of the ball, Jacob Kamat's on the mound for the Bend Elks. He's through 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Robertson has not struck out a batter so far. Matt Dallas, a junior from Oregon, and Sam Olson has some words for him. Olson also out of the University of Oregon. Dallas bats from the right side. Here's the first pitch from Kirby Robertson. A breaking ball in there called strike. Dallas, a two-way player for the Bend Elks. Gets the start at third base tonight. Has pitched as well. The 0-1 pitch. Hard hit ball, but it's high and to left field. Noah Williamson, couple steps back, comes back in and makes the catch for out number 1. Another well-hit baseball, hit a little too high. The wind seems to be blowing in from left field at this point, according to the flags out in right center. And we've now seen 2 balls hit hard towards left that have been kept in. Here's Bryce Betcher. Betcher walked in his first plate appearance that started the game in the top of the first inning. He hits for the second time here in the top of the third with 1 out, nobody on. The first pitch from Kirby Robertson is right at the letters, called a ball. Robertson works out of the windup. 5'10" pitcher. A very different look from Kamatz for the Elks. The 1-0 misses outside, and it's 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Robertson threw the windup and delivers. And that one's down low. Betcher out in front, 3-0. Betcher, as I said, walked in his first plate appearance. That was a 9-pitch at-bat. Full count, had 3 extra foul balls in the at-bat. The 3-0, that one in there for a strike. Betcher also out of Oregon. He'll be a sophomore in the fall. A lot of ducks here in this game between the Pippins and the Elks. Here's the 3-1. Inside, almost hits him, but is a ball, and that will walk Bryce Betcher for the second time today. He's now walked 16 times on the year. And as I said, the last time he was on base, 8 stolen bases for him this year. And here's Gavin Rourke, who was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. So Betcher, who starts the game with a walk, walks here to end a streak of 7 straight batters retired by Kirby Robertson. In the top of the third inning, Rourke lays down a bunt down the third base line, barehanded by Bryce, but didn't have the footwork to be able to throw it to first. So Rourke will reach on the bunt single, and Kirby Robertson figures out that no one's on third base to cover. So he heads over to make sure that Betcher can't go anywhere. So here's Greg Fuchs. The DH flew out to left field for the first out in the first inning, and Sam Olson in the meantime is going to head out for a quick chat with Kirby Robertson. Make sure they've got the game plan down. Fuchs bats from the left side. Not from Oregon, but from Oregon State. Runners on first and second and 1 out. Not unlike when he stepped to the plate with no outs and runners on first and second in the first inning. Timeout called at the plate as Olson tries to get Kirby Robertson through the complicated signs with the runner on second. Here's the first pitch to Fuchs, inside, taken for a ball. The 1-0 pitch from Robertson on the way, popped up, third base side, foul, and will just tail out of play. Few rows up into the grandstands. Pippins almost with a break there. 1 ball and 1 strike to Fuchs. The 1-1 pitch. Bounces low and inside. Olson digs it out, throws down to second, and the tag, unable to get the tag onto Betcher, who was well off the second base bag. His first couple of steps were towards third. So it's a ball called on the ball in the dirt. Olson with the great glove work almost nabs Betcher down at second base, but the throw a little bit off the bag, and Spencer had to try to catch it and tag, and couldn't get the glove in the right area. 2-1, misses just inside, and it's 3-1. And Bryce Betcher, delayed steal that it got me. I was looking down at my scorebook, and all of a sudden he's on third base. So Betcher at third with Gavin Rourke on first base and 1 out here in the top of the third. Line drive, one hops Mason Marenko, grabbed by Spencer, who steps on second and throws to first. What an incredible double play turned by the Marenko brothers, intentional or not, and that gets the Pippins out of the top of the third inning. We head into the bottom of the third without a score, thanks to Mason and Spencer. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, Go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Welcome back for the bottom of the third inning. An incredible double play turned by the Marenko brothers. Hard hit grounder, one-hop Mason Marenko fielding it, stretched out to his right. It one-hops him, pops out of his glove, but his glove was pointed at second base, so guess where the ball went? Right to the second base bag. Spencer Marenko there hoping to be able to turn the double play, finds himself with a baseball in front of him, picks it up, or grabs it out of the air rather, steps on the second base bag, and throws to first, and gets Kirby Robertson out of the third. Runners were on the corners with one out, and the double play gets him out of it. Unconventional, yes. Double play, also yes. And we head to the bottom of the third. Chase Graves leads things off. First pitch misses up high for a ball. Graves fouls one off himself in the batter's box. Nobody knows where it is. It's right where Chase was standing, and Will Bennett will step over and pick it up. This is what I was talking about with Chase Graves hitting ninth. It's almost like you get an extra batter, an extra top of the lineup here as he hits 9-1-2. Graves, who often hits at the top of the lineup as well for the Pippins. So you get a leadoff batter, and then you get the leadoff batter, Spencer, and then Blake Dickman, who could hit 3 or 4 in a lineup, who will be third in this inning. The 1-2 pitch takes on the outside corner, fooled by the breaking ball, and that is strikeout number 4 for Jacob Kamatz. So Spencer Marenko will bat with one out, nobody on. One half of that double play. Takes a pitch down low. Spencer singled to start the bottom of the first inning for the Pippins. A 1-0 pitch, grounder to the shortstop, Peter Mendozona. Awkward hop, but he grabs it over to first in time, and Spencer Marenko is out number 1, or out number 2 rather, following the strikeout by Chase Graves. Blake Dickman, who's got some fans in the ballpark tonight, Yakima County Stadium, playing host to this game between the Bend Elks visiting the Yakima Valley Pippins. No score so far. Dickman bats with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch misses low and away. He struck out looking in the first inning on a pitch that looked over the heart of the plate. I'm not sure from up here that it looked high or low either. And I'm not sure whether it was the shadows playing with him or just the arm angle of Kamatz as he takes a strike. But he was not happy with the call. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch, breaking ball inside, stays inside, and it's 2-1. Dickman, the DH tonight, did some catching over the weekend. He's had some issues with his toe, so gets the chance to rest it mostly, except for the at-bats he'll have in this game. Takes strike 2. Sam Olson bats behind him. He's starting behind the plate tonight. Brock Melenda, by the way, who joined the team last week, made a big impact in the Highline Series and caught a game out in Cowlitz. Bounces off the plate and rolls down the third base line. Foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes still for Blake Dickman. Melenda no longer with the team. He may come back later on, but Sam Olson, who was out of town for the weekend, which was why they brought in Melenda to make sure they had enough catchers to cover. He's back now, Olsen is, as well as Michael Carpentier Jr., who had been struggling with an ankle issue. Checks his swing. They're going to ask the first base umpire, who says that Blake Dickman went around, and that is the second one of this game that they don't look like swings. I'm not really sure where this is coming from. One from the home plate umpire, Will Bennett, and one from Tim Heigl down at first base, and Blake Dickman still having a conversation with Bennett. And Cash Ulrich comes down and gets him back into the dugout. 3 up, 3 down for the Pippins. Looking strikeout, a ground out, and a swinging strikeout. We head into the 4th inning. No score. You're tuning into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5.
Welcome back for the top of the 4th inning, as Colin Montez will lead things off for the Bend Elks, rather. First game playing for the Elks. Flew out to left in his first at-bat in the top of the 1st inning. Is the first batter here in the 4th against Kirby Robertson. First pitch on the outside corner to the left-handed hitter Montez is called a strike. Robertson threw 3 innings so far. He has walked just 1. No strikeouts for him. Sorry, walked 2 batters. No strikeouts. And also will correct 1 hit for the Elks. Both of those came in the last inning. Second walk and the hit. He hit a batter. No strikeouts for him. That is correct. And also no runs against Kirby Robertson thus far here into the 4th. Here's the 1-1 to Montez. They go back to the outside corner, and it's given to them. Pitch that looked like it might have been a touch outside. But Will Bennett gives it to him. So 1 ball and 2 strikes against Montez. They go breaking ball, try to go backdoor, but it bounces, and it's 2-2. Defensively for the Pippins, Noah Williamson out in left field, Chase Graves in center, Alex Shanks out in right. Bryce Martin Grudzelanek plays third base. Spencer Marenko and Mason Marenko, who you are no doubt familiar with at this point in this game, are up the middle. Spencer at short, Mason at second, and Willie Lajoie starting at first base as Montez takes one down low, and the count is full. As I said, 2 walks for Kirby Robertson to this point in the game. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd. Here's the payoff pitch down low. And now 3 walks for Kirby Robertson, who did come into this game with more strikeouts than walks, almost double the number of strikeouts than walks, and so far has 3 walks to no strikeouts here tonight. Like I said, not necessarily a strikeout pitcher, but he does tend to have pretty good command of all of his pitches. So runner on first base is Montez, and Sam Linscott will bat from the right side. Grounded out to the second baseman, Mason Marenko, to end the 1st inning, or top of the 1st inning rather. First pitch bounces from Kirby Robertson. The 1-0 pitch catches the low inside corner, and it is 1-1. Linscott, who leads his team with 16 RBI, bats with the runner on first base, tied for the team lead in doubles with 5. A 1-1 pitch. Chopper, third base line. Bryce catches it right near the third base bag. Hard throw over to first. What an arm from Bryce. That gets Sam Linscott after the check to second. Realized he didn't have enough time to set his feet and throw. And gets the sure out at first. That was a close play that Bryce just kind of made look routine and cannoned one across the diamond. So here's Daniel Garcia, who will bat, left-handed hitter. Runner on second base now after Montez moves over on the ground out. First pitch swinging and fouls one off out of play, third base side. Garcia also a ground out victim his first time around. Robertson working out of the stretch. Looks back at second. Here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball up high. Softly lined to the edge of the grass. And Spencer Marenko over to make the catch at shortstop. And that is out number 2. I thought that might turn into a bloop single if it got far enough over the head of Spencer Marenko. But it just did not carry at all. And Spencer able to bring that down for out number 2. Here's Gavin Logan. Grounded out in his first at-bat. Bats from the left side. First pitch, backdoor breaking ball in there for a called strike. The Elks today wearing black jerseys with gold sleeves. Gray pants with a blue stripe down the sides. Here's the 0-1, fouled off back to the backstop and into the grandstands. It's 0-2. Logan with the start behind the plate tonight. Helped out his starting pitcher Kamatz, catching Sam Olson off the first base bag to end the first inning. Pippins at the plate. Runner on second base is Colin Montez. Here's the 0-2 to Gavin Logan. Up high, he lays off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. They try to go to the outside corner, and it's just off the plate. Called a ball. One of those pitches that looks kind of similar to strikes that were called earlier. Well, the Pippins defense had started to come off the field. So try again, 2 balls and 2 strikes against Logan. Robertson with the pitch, backdoor breaking ball, lined the other way down the third base line, tailing towards the corner. Williamson will watch it drop near the fence. He picks it up over to second. The first run scores, and the throw not in time to second base. So Gavin Logan with an RBI double breaks the scoreless tie, and the Bend Elks on top 1-0. Peter Mendozona will bat, continuing this inning as Robertson gives up the first run of the game. Walked Colin Montez to start the inning. Ground out by Sam Linscott moved him to second. Daniel Garcia softly lines out, but Gavin Logan doubles into the left field corner. Softly bunted down the third base line, picked up by Robertson over to first, and Peter Mendozona tries to lay down a bunt, and Robertson throws him out. So 1 run scores in the 4th, but no more. We turn to the bottom of the 4th. Pippins trailing 1-0. We'll be right back. You're tuning in to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
And checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty. Enough!
With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait!
Correction. Built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the ice dome.
Welcome back for the bottom of the fourth inning. Bend Elks out in front 1-0 here in Yakima. From Yakima County Stadium, I'm Chris Rosado Jr. Tonight's fourth inning is brought to you by Yakima Pediatric Dentistry, located at 3909 Creekside Loop in Yakima. Yakima Pediatric Dentistry offers specialized care for infants, kids, and teens in a safe, fun environment for children as they begin their lifetime journey to maintaining a healthy smile. For the Pippins, Kirby Robertson with a solid outing so far. Did miss. Walked Colin Montez on a full count to start the top of the fourth, and then the double comes back to bite him after Montez moved to second on a ground out and scores from second on that double. The Pippins so far have put together a little bit of offense. In the last inning did go down 1-2-3. They'll look to avoid that here with hitters 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup. Batting, Sam Olson leading things off. The first pitch taken over the heart of the plate for a called strike. Olson said something to Will Bennett behind the plate when he stepped in. Fouls one off, and it is 0-2. The 0-2 pitch from Kamatz down in the dirt, and it is 1-2. Kamatz with 3 innings pitched so far has allowed 2 hits. Both of them came in the first inning. 1 walk came in the second inning, and 5 strikeouts, 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 more in the third. A great little performance for him so far. Here's the 1-2. Popped up first base side. That will head out of play down the right field line. So the count remains 1-2. Olson singled in his first at-bat, putting runners on first and second. Noah Williamson was at the plate. Ball in the dirt that he checked his swing. Thought he kept the bat back. And the home plate umpire said he had gone. The ball was in the dirt. Olson thought the runners were going to try to move up, and he was caught in between first and second for the third out. Bouncer to the shortstop, over to first, and Daniel Garcia stretches towards Olson down the first base line, but makes the catch and gets out of the way. Sam Olson grounds out for out number 1.
Next up to bat, number 40, Noah Williamson.
And Noah Williamson will step to the plate, as I said, the victim of a close check swing call. They said he went around on, takes one in the dirt. And it's 1-0. And from the vantage point up here, it did not look like his bat, the head of his bat, got anywhere near home plate. But things happen quickly. Kamatz through the windup. Here's the 1-0 to Williamson. Taken on the inside a little high and called a ball. It's 2-0. The 2-0 pitch Lined the other way into right field. That will drop right in front of the right fielder, Montez. And Noah Williamson, who hasn't had a hit in a while. Check the notes here. I believe it's a week. Hasn't had a hit in the last week. Finally gets one and can breathe a sigh of relief. Did have a walk in Sunday's game and stole a base. Inched his way back and now has a hit. See if he can inch his way forward to some extra base hits in his next couple of at-bats. But first, here's Willie Lajoie. Ball bounces in the dirt. Williamson takes off for second. Throw down. Tag goes around his feet and is not in time. Noah Williamson swipes second on the ball in the dirt. That's the speed that Noah Williamson does possess. He hasn't been able to show it off a lot. He shows it off in the field all the time. Goes down as a stolen base. So that's the 5th stolen base for him this season in 7 attempts. He's on second base with one out for Lajoie with a 1-0 count. Another ball in the dirt. This one blocked a little better by Gavin Logan. And Williamson stays put at second. Most of the time, Williamson puts himself on second or third base, where it's a little harder to steal a base. Part of the reason he hasn't been able to steal a whole lot this summer. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Lajoie. That one gets away from Logan, and Williamson on his way to third. Logan slips as he picks up the baseball, but Williamson was almost there anyways. So Williamson now on to third base with one out, helping his team out, and he's 90 feet away from tying this game up. This one goes down as a wild pitch. Argument could be made. The first one could have been as well. But Williamson on third with one out. 3-0 count for Willie Lajoie, who takes down low. 4 straight pitches down low. And Lajoie walks to put runners on the corners with one out. But out for a quick meeting is the pitching coach, Xander Klaus. Mason Marenko will bat once this meeting is concluded. Hitting .227 on the season, 7 runs, 10 RBI. He's got 1 each of the extra base hits, a double, a triple, and a home run for him.
Next up to bat, number 24, Mason Marenko.
Marenko walked in his first plate appearance back in the 2nd inning after Lajoie struck out to start the inning and then was left on first after a pair of lineouts. Finds himself with an opportunity to tie this game up. Williamson on third base represents the tying run. Willie Lajoie on first base would be the go-ahead run. One out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bend up 1-0. First pitch low and away. 5 in a row thrown for balls by Jacob Kamatz after 3 great innings to start this game. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And another ball. That one got past Gavin Logan. He didn't know it at first, but Williamson did. And he is home scoring the tying run. That one just got through the 5-hole between the legs of Gavin Logan. He thought he had blocked it, looked down to get it out of his glove, and realized it wasn't there. Williamson was already charging towards home. And Lajoie moves into scoring position as well. Take a look back at that pass ball. You can see the instant replay here. The Gavin Logan thinks he has that ball blocked. It gets by him to the backstop. And Noah Williamson on his way home scores the first run of the game for the Pippins. This game tied at 1 in the bottom of the 4th. The 2-0 pitch high and inside. And it is 3-0 for Mason Marenko. Make it 7 straight balls thrown by Jacob Kamatz now. That's the first one, at least, that didn't hit the dirt or get near it. Lajoie, as I said, moves into scoring position. He's on second on the pass ball. The 3-0 up high, and it's 8 in a row. 2 straight walks issued by Jacob Kamatz, and Mason Marenko is on first. Runners on first and second. So after Sam Olson grounds out to start this inning, Noah Williamson singles to right field, steals second base, moves to third on a wild pitch, and scores on a passed ball. Willie Lajoie, who had walked to put runners on the corners, he's on second after the pass ball, and then Mason Marenko walked, so he would have been there anyways. But gets a little help from Gavin Logan behind the plate for Bend. Here's the first pitch to Alex Shanks. Takes a strike on the outside corner, so 8 straight balls thrown by Jacob Kamatz, and a strike starts off the at-bat for Shanks. Shanks had a long line drive to left center field that was caught on the warning track by Gavin Rourke, the center fielder, back in the second inning. Here's the 0-1. That one a breaking ball. Tried to go front door and stayed inside. Started at Shanks and ended up curving in just far enough to not hit him. Runners on first and second. 1 out, 1-1 count for Alex Shanks, the right fielder. Pitch. That one just below the letters on the outside half of the plate, called a strike, and it's 1-2. Shanks will look for something he can hit here, try to move the runners over, if not drive them in. Shanks with 11 runs, 12 RBI on the year. Number of extra base hits for him as well. Here's the 1-2 from Kamatz. Swung on a pitch that was low, and I think hit his, well, judging from his reaction, I thought it hit his bat, but I think it hit his foot in the batter's box. So foul ball. It looked like it had been deflected almost immediately after getting hit. I thought it hit his bat a second time, but he took a couple of large steps with his foot, like you would if you had just taken a foul ball off the instep. So still 1-2, the pitch. Up high, and he chases after it. That's strike 3. 2 outs with the runners on first and second. Pippins have tied this game up thanks to Noah Williamson singling and using his legs to advance. 2 walks, and runners are on first and second with 2 outs. Bryce Martin Grudzalonic with the go-ahead run 180 feet away. He lined out to right field on a pitch he took the other way. It was a well-hit baseball, but Colin Montez brought it down for out number 3 in that inning. Takes a pitch on the low inside corner that Bryce and his dugout thought should have been a ball. They had all started cheering for him taking the pitch, and then it was called a strike, and the cheers turned into exacerbation is really the best way to describe it. Here's the 0-1, and that one taken down low for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Bryce, who got to show off the glove and arm earlier today, gets a chance to help his team out with the bat here tonight. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside corner called a strike, and it's 1-2. Bryce has not been happy with the strikes and balls called by Will Bennett behind the plate tonight, which is unfortunate because Bennett will be the home plate umpire in 2 days as well. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch bounces low and away. Logan keeps it close enough, and the runners stay put. With Lajoie on second, that ball would realistically have to at least leave the dirt for Lajoie to think about running. He has shown us some aggressiveness on the base pass, but he doesn't want to run into out number 3 here. Mason Marenko on first base. Lajoie on second. Here's the 2-2. That one below the knees, and it's a ball. Full count for Bryce Martin Grudzalonic. Well, the Pippins would like a base hit, but a walk will certainly at least keep the inning going with Chase Graves on deck. The payoff pitch. No, Kamatz lifts his leg and really glides it just above the dirt back towards second base. Lajoie reads it, gets back to the bag quickly. Runners on first and second. 1 run scored in this inning by each team. This game tied at 1 now after being tied at 0 heading into the 4th inning. 2 outs and a full count for Bryce Martin Grudzalonic. Jacob Kamatz with a long look at second base. Lajoie takes an extra step. Here's the payoff pitch with the runners going. Bryce swings and misses, and he is out number 3. 7th strikeout of the night for Jacob Kamatz. 1 run scores, 2 runners left on base for the Pippins on the 1 hit and 2 walks in the inning. We head to the 5th, tied at 1 now. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Welcome back for the top of the 5th inning. Kirby Robertson will return for a 5th inning of work. Gave up his first run of the game after walking his 3rd batter of the game, walking Colin Montez to start the top of the 4th. Got 2 outs, but then Gavin Logan with an RBI double drives in the first run. 2 hits against him, 4 innings, 1 run. It was earned, 3 walks, no strikeouts so far for Kirby Robertson. And he also hit a batter. First pitch, 1 hops the shortstop Spencer Marenko over to first, pulls Lajoie off the bag, tries to swipe tag and misses. Matt Dallas leading off this inning. Was lined at the shortstop Spencer, bounced out in front of him. And head coach Kyle Crustangel out for a chat with Tim Heigl. Just going to ask for some help on that swipe tag, I believe. But at least from this vantage point, Lajoie did not touch Matt Dallas, unfortunately. Great play by him. We saw a similar one back in Cowlitz that Lajoie was able to get the tag down. But from the field level, especially from the third base dugout, you know, that looks like a play where Lajoie does potentially make contact. This game is all about the angles. Umpires do their best job to get in the best position angle-wise to see a play. And coaches are at a fixed angle throughout the game. From their own dugout or perhaps from the coach's box. Sometimes can be tough to recognize that what you might see from your angle is not exactly the reality or what somebody sees from a different angle. Bunt laid down the first base line by Bryce Betcher. Robertson barehands it, underhands it to first, and Betcher grounds out on the bunt, moving Matt Dallas over to second. And they have been testing Kirby Robertson coming off the mound. He's now had to field 2 different bunts. And that one, they're going to go down as a sacrifice bunt, but Betcher looked like he was intending to single with that bunt down the first base line. So Dallas on second base, Gavin Rourke at the plate, 1 out here in the top of the 5th, and this ball hit high to right. Will it stay in? Alex Shanks looks like it will. A few steps out in front of the warning track, makes the catch. Tagging for third is Matt Dallas. It's cut off in the infield. And so Dallas tags up on the fly out by Gavin Rourke. So 2 outs, and Rourke now 90 feet away from potentially breaking the tie again. The Elks got out in front, a 1-0 lead in the top of the fourth, which the Pippins matched in the bottom half. Greg Fuchs with a chance to give the Elks their second run of the game. Robertson delivers, grounder, first base side. Will it stay inside the first base line? And it does not, according to the home plate umpire, Will Bennett. That one was pretty close. Looked like it bounced a few feet in front of first base on or inside the chalk line, but sharply angled foul. If it crosses over the first base bag, that would be a fair ball. And a tough call to make from home plate, but I think he got that one right as well. Here's the 0-1 to Fuchs. Popped up into left center. Noah Williamson underneath it. And he makes the catch. That is out number 3. So the leadoff batter gets on the error by Spencer Marenko. Bryce Betcher moves him over on the bunt, and Gavin Rourke flies out, letting him tag up to third. But Greg Fuchs flies out, ending the threat. And the game is still tied at 1 as we head into the bottom of the 5th. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th inning. Chase Graves will lead things off for the Pippins. Second time he stepped to the plate. Second time he has led off an inning despite being the 9th hitter in the lineup. First pitch to him, swing and a miss. First at bat, he had a 1-2 count and took a pitch that he really did not think should have been called a strike. Gave a piece of his mind to Will Bennett behind the plate. Here's the 0-1. And takes that one for a called strike. It's 9-1-2 to start things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Spencer Marenko on deck, followed by Blake Dickman. The 0-2 pitch misses outside, and it is 1-2. Jacob Kamatz in his 5th inning of work now. Here's the 1-2 to Graves. Lined into center field. Racing forward is Gavin Rourke. It will drop past the diving glove of the second baseman, Bryce Betcher, who was diving towards the outfield fence. Racing straight back, trying to bring that one down, and Chase Graves is on with a base hit. So here's Spencer Marenko, who led off the bottom of the first inning with a base hit and grounded out in his second at-bat in the third. He's 1 for 2, bats with Graves on first base and looks down to third for Kyle Crustangel, handing out some signs here in the bottom of the fifth inning. This game tied at 1 here in Yakima, series opener. Bend visiting the Yakima Valley Pippins. Softly thrown over to first by Kamatz. Hit and run, and goes off the end of the bat by Spencer Marenko. So no balls and 1 strike for Spencer. Runner on first base, Chase Graves. They go outside and miss way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike for Spencer. Graves on first base, has a couple of stolen bases this season. 2 for 3 trying to swipe a bag. The 1-1 pitch at the knees for a called strike. Another throw over to first. Soft throws from Kamatz. Not sure if he's just trying to stick with the B pickoff move, saving the A move for when he really needs it, or whether he's respecting the fact that his first baseman, Daniel Garcia, is looking right into the sun. A little bit better move from Kamatz that time, but Graves back in safely. Spencer Marenko at the plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes, no outs after Graves led off the inning with a base hit. Takes a pitch low and away for a called ball, and it's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch, Graves takes off. Another hit and run as Spencer fouls another one off, and the count remains even, 2-2. I believe both of those were hit and runs. The swings from Spencer just sort of looked like he was forced to swing at them. Both of them were pitches that were relatively close. He was able to get a bat on him. The struggle of having a hit and run, you got to swing, but you don't want to strike out either. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lines this one into right. That will drop in the corner on the warning track. Graves around to third. Spencer Marenko into second. Montez did not field it cleanly, but Graves gets held up at third by Kyle Crustangel after the double by Spencer Marenko. So Chase Graves singles, Spencer Marenko doubles, and who knows, maybe we're in for the team cycle here. We'll see what Blake Dickman can do at the plate with runners on second and third and no outs. But before that, looks like we might be getting a change here. I believe that is Kyle Novak heading out. Chat out on the mound with Jacob Kamatz, some taps, and he will be sent off. So new pitcher coming in for the Bend Elks. We'll have that for you when we return. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies. agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
So we're still in the bottom of the fifth inning, 2 runners aboard, and we'll give you an opportunity here to take a look at how we got here after the single by Chase Graves. Spencer Marenko at the plate, lines one the other way into the right field corner. Chase Graves with enough speed to get around the base paths, and Spencer Marenko some speed of his own, follows him around and takes second on the double. So single and a double, runners on second and third with no outs, and Blake Dickman will step to the plate facing Brooks Uhas coming into the game for the Bend Elks. Brooks, a right-hander, works out of the stretch, standing on the third base side of the rubber. First pitch grounded to the shortstop, over to first in time, and Blake Dickman grounds out for out number 1, but Chase Graves scores from third on the play. So the Pippins take the lead 2-1 on the RBI ground out by Blake Dickman. And that will bring Sam Olson to the plate. First pitch swung on and missed by Olson. Olson singled back in the first, grounded out in the fourth. And lines one into center. Racing back as Gavin Rourke looks up. It's off the Harvest Auto banner at the top of the wall in left center. Sam Olson with a stand-up double. Puts his hands on the second baseman, Bryce Betcher out of Oregon. Teammates. And the RBI stand-up double by Sam Olson gives the Pippins a 3-1 lead. So both runners that Jacob Kamatz puts on the bases come around to score. He's responsible for all 3 of those, but Olson is now the responsibility of Brooks Uhas, who has allowed both of them to score. Sam Olson, as I said, on the stand-up double, ran hard into second base. Betcher was standing on the bag, so Olson got in there and put his hands on Betcher to almost try to stop his momentum, just joking around with his teammate. Called time. And after he got it, Olson went over to third to hand Crust Angel his equipment that he had to unload, and Betcher ran over and tried to tag him. Just joking around. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Noah Williamson, popped up first base side, and it is 0-2. Uhas has made 5 appearances for the Elks. Coming into this game had a 3.24 ERA. I suppose he still does. The 2 runners that have scored don't get charged to him so far. 0-2 record 8 1/3 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts and 2 walks. Here's the 0-2 to Williamson, taken in the dirt, hops away from Gavin Logan, but Olson stays at second base. And so it's 1 ball and 2 strikes for Williamson. Juhas looks back to second. The 1-2 pitch up high. Juhas with a similar delivery to Kamatz, although he's a couple inches shorter than Kamatz, but still brings his hand up to the extreme over the top, driving the ball straight down towards the batter. The 2-2. Williamson hits a hard grounder foul. Ends up bouncing off the fence and rolling into his own bullpen. So the count remains even, 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Sam Olson on first base. The Pippins have 3 hits in this inning so far. The 2-2 pitch from Juhas. Bounces low and away. Logan again keeps this one out in front. He has been put to work tonight, keeping baseballs in front of him. Willie Lajoie on deck. No Williamson with a full count and 1 out. The pitch grounded to the shortstop. On his way to third goes Olson. The throw goes to third, and Olson runs right into the tag. He is out number 2. So they talk about the ball hit in front of you when you're on second base in the infield. You hold back and at least wait for the throw to go across the diamond. And if it's behind you, you can take off for third. A little bit of aggressiveness from Sam Olson, and it does not pay off in this instance, as he is the lead out at third base. Williamson reaches on the fielder's choice, and here's Willie Lajoie. 0 for 1 tonight, a strikeout and a walk. Williamson on first base, already has a stolen base tonight. Popped up shallow right. Colin Montez a few steps in. He makes the catch for out number 3. Williamson, always running on every play, was halfway to third when the ball was caught. But Lajoie flies out, and that's out number 3. Pippins scored 2 runs on 3 hits. We head into the 6th. Pippins leading 3-1. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
And checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait! Ah!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the ice dome.
Now to bat for the Elks, number 9, Colin Montez.
Welcome back for the top of the 6th inning. Kirby Robertson still on the mound for the Pippins. Only 1 run allowed back in the 4th inning. Here's the first pitch to Colin Montez, who leads things off for the Elks. Down low for a ball. Montez with a flyout and a walk tonight. Walked and was the run that came around to score. Hard hit line drive down the first base side. Pulled it foul and got into his own bullpen in a hurry. I think some of the pitchers down there were able to stop it without getting hurt. So 1-1 count for Montez, who walked to lead off the top of the 4th inning. Moved to second on a ground out and scored on a double by Gavin Logan to give the Elks at the time a 1-0 lead. Before the Pippins came back and tied it up in the bottom of the 4th with a run and took the lead with 2 more in the bottom of the 5th. We're here in the 6th. Pippins leading 3-1. 1-2 pitch is off the outside edge, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes for Colin Montez. Fly ball into left. Will that stay fair? It does. Bounce just inside the line in the left field corner. Williamson having trouble picking it up on the warning track. And into second with a double is Colin Montez, making his first appearance with the Bend Elks here in the West Coast League. And is 1 for 2, a double, a walk, and a flyout in his first game. Double leads things off here in the top of the 6th. And here's Sam Linscott, couple of ground outs for him. Kirby Robertson tries to get through a 6th inning of work. First pitch misses for a ball. Robertson in the first 5 innings so far, 3 hits. The third one was the double by Montez that led off this inning. 1 run on 3 walks, no strikeouts for him. Robertson still looking for that first strikeout tonight. Pops one up, first base side, definitely foul, but Lajoie doesn't think he has a chance at it. Mason Marenko had a read on it the whole way, ran into the Elks bullpen, and all the players scattered. But ultimately bounces a few feet into the picnic deck, or over the fence at least, and past the reach of Mason Marenko. So 1 ball and 1 strike for Sam Linscott. Montez on second after leading off the inning with a double. 1-1 count. Pitch. Changeup that he pulls through the left side of the infield. Spencer Marenko dives for it, but it gets past him. Williamson to it, throws home. It's cut off with no one challenging the arm, and runners are now on the corners with no outs. So the Pippins start off the bottom of the 5th inning with a single and a double. The Elks start off the top of the 6th with a double and then a single. And we'll see if they can have the same effect that the Pippins were able to employ, bringing both of those runs around to score. Here's Kelly Fitzpatrick. The single and double by the Pippins in the 5th inning ended the day of the starter Jacob Kamatz for Bend. They brought in Brooks Uhas, who then gave up an RBI ground out to Blake Dickman, and Sam Olson doubled off the near the top of the wall out in left center to drive in Spencer Marenko. Williamson reached on a fielder's choice, and then Willie Lajoie flied out to end that inning. The Pippins are just now getting Owen Wild going in the bullpen. The last time these two teams met, back in Bend, as I said during the pregame, the Elks walked away with a big 12-3 victory in the series opener. And then in Game 2, Tyler Frieders was on the mound, pitched 7 innings, and Landon Shire pitched the next 2 to give the Pippins a win, tying up the series. First pitch taken for a called strike by Daniel Garcia. In the final game of that series, Peyton Stumbo got the start. He made it through 5 2/3. Came out with 2 outs in the 6th inning after giving up a 3-run home run. And Owen Wild pitched the final 3 1/3 to lock down the victory and to save a 10-out save after Landon Shire had just secured his 6-out save the night before. Garcia fouls one off, and it's 1-1 rather. I thought the first pitch was called a strike. Yeah, it was. Scoreboard wrong here. No balls and 2 strikes to Daniel Garcia. No outs and runners on the corners. Pitch, swing, and a miss from Daniel Garcia, and he is the first strikeout of the night for Kirby Robertson. What a time to get it. Starts off the inning with a double and a single, putting runners on the corners, and at least now has runners on the corners with 1 out. So Owen Wild will start to get loose here. Probably not in a hurry, as Kirby Robertson trying to get through his 6th inning of work. Wild obviously able to get through 3 innings when he's on. Robertson delivers a first pitch backdoor breaking ball strike to Gavin Logan, catcher for the Elks. But the longer they can get Robertson through this game, the less pitches Owen Wild will be asked to throw. Obviously, better situation for everyone involved. Here's the 0-1 pitch up high, and Logan thought about it but lays off. It's 1-1. Robertson out of the stretch, the 1-1, a changeup. Logan waits back on it, but not long enough. Or perhaps too long, rather. Fouls it the other way on the third base side. Logan, left-handed hitter. 1 for 2 tonight. Had the RBI double that scored Colin Montez from second in the 4th inning to give the Elks the 1-0 lead. Montez is on third base with Sam Linscott on first and 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Pippins leading 3-1. The 1-2 pitch up high, and Logan lays off this one. That one was a lot higher. And Logan didn't have as tough of a decision to make to try to hold on to it. Robertson set. Here's the 2-2. Outside, swings and takes it the other way, lined and tailing into left. Tough catch for Williamson to try to make setup for a throw. He goes to second. The runner stays at first, but tagging to score is Colin. And the Pippins lead is now cut to 3-2. So Sam Linscott still on first base, 2 outs now, and Peter Mendozona will bat the first pitch, a breaking ball inside, and that's ball 1. That ball hit by Gavin Logan was tailing right to left. Williamson had some trouble getting into a position where he could make the catch and throw home. This one lined into left. Williamson doesn't have to worry about a throw, makes the catch on a light jog, and that is out number 3. So the leadoff batter, Colin Montez, doubles. Sam Linscott singles him to third, and Montez scores on the sacrifice fly by Gavin Logan. The Pippins lead 3-2 as we head into the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back for the bottom of the 6th inning. Pippins leading 3-2. Brooks Yuha is on the mound trying to finish up his warm-up pitches. The infield not getting the message that he's all set. They get the final throw off. Mason Marenko will bat. He has walked in both of his plate appearances in this game. Walked with one out in the second before getting stranded on first, and also walked in the fourth and was stranded at first base that time as well. Bats to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th. The first pitch from Juhas is taken outside for a ball. Some run on that fastball. Not sure if it was a fastball or a slider from Juhas. This one will not be a walk. Skied high into right field. Colin Montez with an awkward route to it, but ends up making the catch on the back pedal, a few steps out in front of the warning track. And Mason Marenko retired for the first time tonight. He is out number 1. Tonight's 6th inning is brought to you by the Yakima Herald Republic. For all game reports and news about the Pippins, read the Yakima Herald Republic, either in print or online. The Yakima Herald Republic, they tell the Pippins stories. And the story tonight, well, big part of it is Noah Williamson, who produces a run out of thin air in the 4th inning to tie the game up at 1. He singled to right field, stole second base, moved to third on a wild pitch, and scored on a pass ball after the Elks had taken the 1-0 lead in the top of the 4th. First pitch fouled off by Alex Shanks. And then at the bottom of the 5th, the Pippins are able to add 2 more as Shanks takes one in the dirt, and it's 1-1. First 2 batters in the bottom of the 5th singled and doubled. Shanks with a soft ground ball up the middle, shortstop to it and over to first in time, and Alex Shanks is out number 2 on the ground out. As I was saying, in the bottom of the 5th, Chase Graves singles, Spencer Marenko doubles, putting runners on second and third. Blake Dickman grounds out to score Graves from third, and Sam Olson doubles home Spencer Marenko. Pippins take a 3-1 lead. The Elks get one back in the top of the 6th. It is a 3-2 lead. First pitch to Bryce Martin Grudzalanek, taken for a called strike. 2 outs. He has struck out and lined out in this game. Owen Wild down in the bullpen, getting warm. Looks like he might be coming in for a 7th, potentially 8th, and also potentially 9th. We'll have to see what their plan is with potentially using somebody else in the last inning or last 2 innings, as Bryce takes one outside, and it's 1-1. Bryce takes another ball, 2 balls and 1 strike for the third baseman. Looking to get things started here with 2 outs. Pippins went down in order in the bottom of the 3rd inning, 9-1-2 that time. Obviously the same 9-1-2 who had much more success in the 5th inning. The 2-1 pitch misses up high, and it's 3-1 for Bryce. Trying to get an idea of who's down in the bullpen with Owen Wild. I think Landon Shire might be the guy with a glove on protecting him down in the bullpen. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Bryce, lined the other way, out of play on the first base side. So it's a full count for Bryce Martin Grudzalanek. Does not have a hit yet tonight. Shire, by the way, would be, at least of the people I know, to be available tonight, the only other candidate to pitch the 9th inning tonight if Owen Wild does not. The 3-2 pitch. Bryce takes low and away. That is ball 4. They want to ask the first base umpire, Tim Heigl, and he says Bryce did not go around. So it is a full count walk for Bryce Martin Grudzalanek, and this inning continues. Here's Chase Graves. Pippins have been on the wrong side of a couple of check swing calls that have really didn't seem to be as close as apparently they look to the umpires. Graves, another soft ground ball to the shortstop. Mendozona on the run forward, throws across his body and on target. Chase Graves grounds out, and that is out number 3. But Bryce Martin Grudzalonic walks to prevent the Pippins from going down 1-2-3 here in the 6th. We head to the 7th. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we had gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Welcome back for the top of the 7th inning, and Owen Wild called upon to take the mound for the Pippins. Again, unable to really tell whether they plan on riding Owen Wild to the end, of course assuming that he turns in a strong performance, the performance that we all know Owen Wild is capable of, though he doesn't always come out with his best stuff in every outing. He will be given plenty of opportunities in this second half to show what he has and work on some stuff, especially the command. And this is one of them for him. Kirby Robertson delivers 6 strong innings, 2 runs allowed, 4 hits, 3 walks, a strikeout, and he hit a batter back in the first inning as well. His first strikeout came in the 6th inning. I've seen that from a couple of different Pippins pitchers where they really don't have a lot of strikeouts and then all of a sudden start racking them up. They haven't really started as late as the 6th inning, but Robertson was still getting outs despite the leadoff double and single in the 6th. Owen Wild has made 9 appearances. He does have a 2-0 record, 2.61 ERA. At one time had an ERA well under 1. Here's the first pitch to the first batter of this inning, Matt Dallas. Fouled off. He ripped it towards the Pippins dugout on the third base side. Dallas reached on a throwing error by Spencer Marenko to lead things off in the top of the 5th inning. Leads things off here in the top of the 7th. There's the 0-1 pitch, taken up high for a ball, and it's 1-1. In Owen Wild's last 4 appearances, he's allowed just 1 earned run in 10 innings pitched. And a pitch that looked good, might have been inside. And it is 2-1 for Matt Dallas. As I said, a two-way player. He'll pitch, and he's playing third base tonight for the Elks. Overall, Owen Wild with 33 strikeouts in just over 20 innings of work. The 2-1 pitch swung on and missed by Dallas, and the count is even 2-2. Working out of the windup with nobody on. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Dallas. They go inside near the head of Dallas. He ducks underneath it and takes ball 3. The count is full. 9-1-2. Bryce Betcher on deck, top of the order for the Elks, followed by Gavin Rourke here in the 7th. Fouled off by Dallas to stay alive. And the count remains full. As I said, Owen Wild at a 3 1/3 innings relief appearance against the Bend Elks to close out a save. Might be asked to throw the final 3 here. I do not know the Pippins' plan, whether they plan to use him all 3 innings or somebody else at some point. But he walks Matt Dallas with a full count to start things off here in the top of the 7th. And here's Bryce Betcher. I've mentioned this before during Owen Wild's outings, but he's a younger pitcher, and the importance is placed upon not letting things spiral out of control. He pitched. That was a great at-bat thrown against Matt Dallas, worked himself into a deeper count, found himself in a full count, and just missed to walk him on ball 4. He's got to stay out of his own head and not let that spiral into more walks. He's got to just return to what he was doing, keep throwing those strikes, and see if Betcher tries to put something in play. First pitch swinging, grounded down the third base line. Bryce Martin Grudzalonic to second, over to first in time, and the Pippins turn a double play. Through the strike, Betcher, first pitch swinging, hit off inside near the hands, and it rolled softly to third base. Bryce Martin Grudzalonic with a strong arm at third, able to turn the double play. So here's Gavin Rourke, who bats with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch swinging and pops it up. Shallow center. Out on the grass are the infielders, and Spencer Marenko, the shortstop. No, he bobbles it out of the glove. No signal from either of the umpires. Usually they would signal a dropped ball, but neither of them signal anything. But that is a dropped ball from Spencer Marenko. Took that a little too nonchalantly. Popped out of the heel of his glove. He almost caught it near his feet, but then it fell out of the glove again. And so Gavin Rourke reaches on the error by Spencer Marenko, second error of the night for him. First pitch swinging was Greg Fuchs over to second baseman Spencer Marenko. This time fields it clean and over to first, so his error does not come back to haunt him. Pippins leading 3-2. And we head into the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch from Yakima. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Welcome back for the bottom of the 7th. Just finished stretching out here at Yakima County Stadium, and stretching out on the mound for the Bend Elks is a new pitcher, a left-hander. And it is Cole Wilkinson, 6'1" left-hander from Eugene, Oregon, attending Lynn Benton Brooks Uhas pitched 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, no strikeouts for him. Was not charged for a run. He came on with 2 runners on and allowed both of them to score. And Wilkinson will take over. First left-hander of the night for the Bend Elks. Pippins just used their second pitcher of the game, Owen Wild, in the 7th. He'll be asked to at least come out for the 8th, as I expected. And then I guess we'll just have to see what they decide for the 9th. Cole Wilkinson getting a last-minute conversation out of Gavin Logan. And it looks like he was wearing a necklace, so they had to ask him to take it off, and they're getting it to the dugout now. Pippins come into this game tied in the lead in the North Division in the second half with the Walla Walla Sweets, 3-3 record. Both with 3-3 records. Bellingham at 5-7 are a game back in the North. And Port Angeles is actually a half game back, but winning percentage-wise are below Bellingham because they've only played 3 games. They're 1-2. Wenatchee is 1-5 in the second half, a slow start for them. The Pippins will head to Wenatchee this weekend, Friday through Sunday. First pitch out of the hand of Cole Wilkinson is a ball to Spencer Marenko. Top of the lineup for the Pippins, 1, 2, and 3 leads things off here in the bottom of the 7th. Wilkinson, this is down and away, and it is 2-0. In the South Division, as Cash Ulrich said in their pregame interview, South Division, very tough division. Every time the Pippins have played a team down there, it's just different. Here's the 2-0 to Spencer Marenko. Misses outside, and it's 3-0. The Pippins are 9-5 against South Division opponents overall on the season. They're also 9-5 against North Division opponents. But the competition's certainly tough in the South. Ridgefield with a 5-1 record. Another great start here in the second half after a great start in the first half. Obviously ran out of gas a little bit as Spencer Marenko takes a 3-0 pitch down the middle for a strike. Ridgefield ran out of gas and gave way to Corvallis, who had the best record in the West Coast League in the first half, and I believe still possesses the best record overall in the West Coast League. The 3-1 to Spencer, taken on the outside corner for a called strike. He suspected Bennett might be in for a late strike call and held his bat and was correct. Bennett took some time to think about it, decided that it was a strike. So full count for Spencer Marenko to lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th. Here comes the payoff pitch from Wilkinson. Swung on and lined out of play first base side. So Corvallis in the second half, 7-2 record. They've played a few more games and are a half game behind Ridgefield. Bend Elks and Cowlitz Black Bears both 2-1 in the second half coming into this game. 1.5 games back. And Portland is 3-3 in the second half. 2 games behind the Raptors. The 3-2 misses down low. Spencer holds his bat just in case, and Bennett calls it a ball. Gavin Logan tilts his head a little bit as Bennett signals to the dugout that it was low. Certainly looked from here like a pitch that would have been called low. Gavin Logan thought it caught the edge of the strike zone. So Spencer Marenko on first base. Here's Blake Dickman. Dickman 0 for 3 tonight. A couple of strikeouts, but an RBI ground out in the 5th gave the Pippins a 2-1 lead at the time. They added another run in that inning to take a 3-1 lead, and the Elks got one back in the top of the 6th, so the Pippins currently lead 3-2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch to Dickman, who squares around, pulls it back. The throw goes to first. Spencer Marenko is in safely, and Dickman with a 1-0 count. Some other games going around the West Coast League. Obviously, Bend here in Yakima. Ridgefield in Port Angeles. They're on top of the lefties 5-2 in the top of the 7th inning. A 1-0 pitch. Dickman squares around again, pulls it back again, and takes one down low for a called ball, 2-0. Blake saying, if I'm going to lay down a sacrifice bunt, we're going to do it on my terms, and you're going to have to throw me a strike. Portland in Cowlitz. Portland leading 7-0 in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Dickman squares around, goes after this one and got a piece of it, but fouled it off of Gavin Logan. So 2 balls and 1 strike as Bennett will clean off the plate, buy a little time for the catcher, who took a chunk of that one. Man, that Portland score, Portland on top of Cowlitz 7-0 after Cowlitz gave the Pippins so much trouble this weekend is tough to see, though the Cowlitz Black Bears used 2 of their best pitchers in the first 2 games of the series against the Pippins. Dickman squares around early. Still in the stretch as Wilkinson now delivers the 2-1. Bunted down the first base line. That will go foul. Dickman trying to keep the ball away from the third baseman, Matt Dallas, who was crashing every time he squared around. And when he showed early, Dallas came all the way down and was even with the pitcher's mound. If you're wondering at home, players are not allowed to stand any closer to home plate than the pitcher's mound. So not just a safety thing. Well, I mean, the rule in place mostly as a safety measure. But not just a player looking out for himself. He literally is not allowed to come closer than the pitcher's mound before the ball gets thrown. Here's the 2-2. No timeout called at the plate last second by Blake Dickman. Pitch might have been on the outside corner as Wilkinson still delivered it. So the count remains 2-2 after the no pitch. Spencer Marenko still on first, led off this inning with a full count walk. Dickman tried to lay down a sacrifice bunt, hasn't been able to. Has a 2-2 count now with no outs. The pitch lined the other way. That goes out of play on the right field line. So the count remains 2-2. Dickman no longer trying to bunt with 2 strikes on him. I don't think we've seen anyone on the Pippins get asked to try to lay down a bunt, or really at that point when you have 2 strikes on you, told to lay down a bunt. 2-2 again. Wilkinson looks over at first and delivers. Outside, and Dickman chases it, tips it back into the glove, and he is out number 1 on the strikeout. 3rd strikeout of the night for Blake Dickman. So Sam Olson will bat now with 1 out and the runner on first. Olson with a single in the first inning, ground out in the 4th, and the RBI double off the Harvest Auto banner hanging on the outfield fence in left center. If you've been here at Yakima County Stadium, you know that the banners for the most part are 2x2, one on top of each other. Harvest Auto, the top banner above the Rays Market banner, just left of center. Spencer takes off for second, and the ball pops out of the hand of Gavin Logan trying to throw down. So Spencer steals his 5th bag of the season, putting him in scoring position with a 1-0 count for Sam Olson. Logan popped up and just found the ball out of his hand and kind of rolled his eyes a little bit. Marenko had a decent lead on that one. Wilkinson now looking back at second base. Here's the 1-0 to Olson. Big swing from him, but misses, and it's 1-1. The other West Coast League game going on right now in the top of the 8th inning, Wenatchee in Walla Walla. Wenatchee on top 3-1. As I said, Wenatchee right now 1-5 in the second half. Slower start for them. Walla Walla 3-3 in the second half. So big North Division matchup could help shape the way the North Division looks as we get through this second half. The North Division competitors trying to figure out who will face the Pippins in the first round of the West Coast League playoffs. The Pippins won the first half, of course, with a win in Walla Walla to secure it. Looking to win the second half as well. There are ways to determine who makes the playoffs if that happens, but of course the other teams in the North looking to take the decision away from the West Coast League and force the hand. Here's the 2-1 to Olson. Grounded back up the middle. Goes off the foot of the pitcher, Wilkinson, who picks it off and throws over to first. That is out number 2. Great recovery by Wilkinson. Took that off the back of the leg and immediately found the ball, got to it, and threw to first. The benefit of being a lefty on that one. So Spencer Marenko moves to third on the ground out after stealing second. And some words between Sam Olson and either the catcher or the home plate umpire. Not really sure whether that was friendly or not. It's hard to tell with Sam. He's kind of a serious player. Noah Williamson bats with a runner on third base and 2 outs. Takes a strike over the heart of the plate. Struck out in his first at-bat, singled to right, where he then stole second, moved to third on a wild pitch, and scored on a pass ball. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the 5th. Wilkinson, the left-hander, delivers the 0-1 inside, and Logan, he took that one off on the side, I think, potentially off the chest protector to keep it in front of him. Ball taken by Williamson, and it's 1-1. There's also one non-league game going on. Bellingham hosting the Northwest Star Nighthawks. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning right now. Bellingham on top 6-0. That concludes the trip around the West Coast League here in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-1 pitch to Williamson taken outside, and it's 2-1. Spencer Marenko led off this inning with a walk. He stole second base and moved to third on the ground out by Sam Olson. Bounced off the leg of the pitcher Cole Wilkinson, who picked it up and threw it to first. Here's the 2-1 to Noah Williamson. Taken just below the knees for a called ball, and it's 3-1. Pippins leading 3-1, trying to add another, 3-2, trying to add an insurance run here as Owen Wild will look to continue his work in the top of the 8th. Here's the 3-1 to Williamson. Swung on and fly ball to right field, tailing out of play, and it's a long strike number 2. Didn't get all of that one, but got enough of it. A little late on it, took it the other way. Different look from the left-hander here. The first 2 pitchers of the game, Jacob Kamatz and Brooks Uhas, both with similar deliveries. Uhas a little shorter, but brought his arm a little higher over the top to almost mimic the exact same arm slot as Kamatz. Full count. Here's the payoff pitch. Williamson fouls it off. Willie Lajoie on deck, 0 for 2 with a walk. Williamson, who leads the team in RBI, tied for 4th in the league with 26, trying to get a 27th here. Move himself back up the leaderboards after the 3 games off, and a little bit of trouble over the last week for him. Calls time and steps out, checks on his elbow movement. Trying to make sure he keeps the elbow inside. Full count, 2 outs, runner on third base. Here's the payoff pitch again. And a long line drive into left. Gavin Rourke to the wall, reaches up, and he does not make the catch on the warning track. Williamson was running all the way. He's now into third, slides in well before the ball. And it is I believe it'll be a 27th RBI. We'll see if they give him the error. Gavin Rourke out in center field has his arms out. He thinks he caught that baseball. And Tim Heigl, he said he did not. He had an emphatic call. He looked confident about it. Had to make the call from the infield grass around second base. And it's a tough call to make for an umpire. Let's take a look at that one. Noah Williamson drives this one all the way into center field. It's a long way to go for Gavin Rourke as well as the left fielder. They converge on it. And ultimately called not a catch by Gavin Rourke. Both him and the left fielder stood on the warning track with their arms out after getting the ball back into the infield. And a long talk from Kyle Novak, obviously unsatisfied, but umpires made their decision on that one. Pippins have been on the wrong side of a couple of calls they thought were incorrect, and the Bend Elks find themselves on the wrong side of a big one here that leaves Noah Williamson on third base, scoring Spencer Marenko. They do give him the triple. 5 triples in the season for Noah Williamson is now a franchise record. And 27th RBI on the year scores Spencer Marenko from third base, giving the Pippins a 4-2 lead. Here in the bottom of the 7th, 1-0 count for Willie Lajoie. Takes a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. The 1-1 pitch misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike for Lajoie. Just did a quick double check there. And it indeed, the 5th triple of the season for Noah Williamson, breaks the franchise record. It was 4. 2 different players had done it in 2015 and 2017. No one has reached 5, and Williamson does with that bomb just short of the fence out in left center. 2-1 pitch misses outside. 3 balls and 1 strike for Noah Williamson. And I do believe that triple, the correct scoring on that one, is a long way to go for Rourke. The 3-1 to Lajoie takes it at just below the letters for a called strike, and the count is full. So full count, 2 outs again with a runner on third here in this bottom of the 7th. Cole Wilkinson trying to get through it. Full count pitch. Misses outside, and Lajoie walks for the 2nd time tonight. That puts runners on the corners just as it did the first time he walked. And Gavin Logan will head out for a quick chat. So Mason Marenko bats. Runners on the corners in 2 outs. And the first pitch misses outside from Cole Wilkinson. Just had a chance to see that play out in center field. The ball dropped by Gavin Rourke. We have the opportunity. Technology is advanced. I can show you an instant replay, but I do not always have the ability to see it myself right away. So I just took the moment to take a look back and watch it. The 1-0 to Mason Marenko catches the outside corner, and it's 1-1. And as you saw, but if you're listening to the Mixler broadcast, you did not get to see the replay. Gavin Rourke caught the ball and was backtracking, hit the outfield wall with his glove at his side, and the ball popped out at that point. And that's a tough call to make. Swung at and missed by Mason Marenko. Delayed still from Willie Lajoie. They were trying to draw the pickle to score Williamson from third, and Gavin Logan, the veteran catcher, holds on to the ball. Lajoie was not racing to second by any means, and ended up actually thinking about stopping and turning around before he got to the bag, but ends up stepping on it, and he's stolen second base, his 2nd stolen base of the season. The 1-2 misses outside, and it is 2-2. Actually, it looks like they're just going to go ahead and award defensive indifference on that one to Lajoie. I think that's the first time I might have seen that this season from a scorekeeper here in the West Coast League. The 2-2, Mason Marenko lines this one into right, but it's right at Colin Montez, who reaches up and makes the grab for out number 3. Leadoff walk by Spencer Marenko, who steals second base, moves to third on a ground out, and scores on a big triple to left center by Noah Williamson. Willie Lajoie walks and moves to second, but Mason Marenko lines out, ending the inning. Pippins lead 4-2 as we head into the 8th. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
And checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Walking to the ice dome.
Now up to the top for the Elks, number 9, Colin Montez.
Welcome back for the top of the 8th inning. Owen Wild will pitch a second inning here for the Yakima Valley Pippins. First pitch misses outside to Colin Montez. Montez is the person who crossed the plate for both of the runs for the Bend Elks in this game. Swing and a miss, and it is 1-1. He walked to lead off the 4th inning. Moved to second on a ground out and scored on a double by Gavin Logan. And then in the 6th, doubled. Moved to third on a base hit by Sam Linscott and tagged up on a sacrifice fly to score the second run of the game for the Elks. Swings and misses at another one, and it's 1-2. One-two pitch from Owen Wild. They go back to the outside corner, but it's just off the plate. 2-2. Montez 1 for 2 tonight with the walk. 2 runs scored. First game playing for the Bend Elks, hitting cleanup tonight. The right fielder fouls one off. The end of the bat, and it's still 2-2. Kirby Robertson started this game on the mound for the Pippins. He went 6 innings, allowing 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, and a strikeout. Owen Wild came in for the 7th inning. No hits so far, but he did walk a batter just to set up the double play ball by Bryce Martin Grudzelanek. Mason Marenko and over to Willie Lajoie at first, and Colin Montez checks his swing on a pitch up high. The count is full. One batter did reach on an error in the 7th against Wild, as well as the walk, the full count pitch. They try to go that low outside corner, called a ball, and Montez leads off this inning with a walk as well. So all 3 times that Colin Montez has led off an inning, he has reached 2 walks and a double for him. And here's Sam Linscott. First pitch to Linscott, misses up high. Owen Wild finds himself with an insurance run here. They're up 4-2. Came into the game with a 3-2 lead in the 7th inning. Pippins added 1 in the bottom of the 7th. On a what could be a controversial call. Our camera crew here got a great look at that play out in center field. Gavin Rourke making the catch on the fly ball by Noah Williamson out on the warning track, and on the run, sort of let his momentum carry him. He ends up hitting the outfield wall, and the ball pops out of his glove. And the umpires go ahead and decide that Gavin Rourke did not satisfy whatever the requirements are for making a catch. A 2-0 pitch. Misses inside, and it's 3-0. Baseball is not exactly like football where there's specific rules as to what is and is not a catch. It's almost the you know it when you see it test that umpires have to distribute during games, during live game action. Here's the 3-0 to Linscott, taken on the outside corner for a called strike. And I think part of the argument at least has to go into the fact that his feet were moving the entire time, the center fielder Rourke. He hits the wall, and he had made no attempt to put his hand into the glove, so you can't argue that he lost it on the transfer. The 3-1 pops straight up over the press box, and the count is full for Sam Linscott. So the Pippins benefit from that call after being on the wrong side of a couple of check swing calls earlier in the game. And it scores Spencer Marenko from third. Noah Williamson, who's notorious for sprinting out every single play. That ball got dropped, and he was already on his way to third, slid in, and ended up with his 5th triple of the season as Linscott fouls another one off, and the count remains full. And the Pippins with a 4-2 lead against the Bend Elks here in the series opener in Yakima. First 2 batters of this inning get to a full count. First batter, Colin Montez, walked. Here's the payoff pitch to Sam Linscott. Down at the knees, called strike 3. First strikeout for Owen Wild here in his 2nd inning of work. Telltale sign that we got a pinch hitter. We'll come back to that point in just a second. Pinch hitter for the Bend Elks. It is Chase Matheny. Hitting for Daniel Garcia, the first baseman. Garcia was 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a ground out, and a line out. As I was saying, a telltale sign that an umpire maybe wasn't the most confident or kind of changed his mind about calling a ball a strike on a 2-strike count is they don't have their ring-up motion queued up. The ball goes to the shortstop. Spencer Marenko flips to Mason and over to first, and the Pippins turn the double play, so 2 walks issued by Owen Wild, and both of them setting up double plays. This one gets him out of the 8th. We head into the bottom of the 8th. Pippins leading 4-2. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Welcome back for the bottom of the 8th inning. And the Pippins leading 4-2. Pippins scored 1 run in the bottom of the 4th after the Elks took a 1-0 lead in the top of the 4th inning. The Pippins then added 2 more in the bottom of the 5th. The Elks got one back in the 6th. It was 3-2 going into the bottom of the 7th when Noah Williamson hit that ball that I've described a couple of times. That was initially caught and then ruled dropped by Gavin Rourke out in center field, giving the Pippins a 4th run. Owen Wild has pitched the last 2 innings and has not allowed a run. He's faced just 1 over the minimum after one reached on an error and ended up getting left on base. First batter of the bottom of the 8th is Alex Shanks, as it's 7, 8, and 9 for the Pippins. He takes down low for a ball. Cole Wilkinson will pitch the 8th inning after pitching the 7th inning. 1 hit, 2 walks for him, a strikeout, and he allowed the run. A 1-0 pitch popped up out of play on the first base side, so it's going to be 1-1. Jacob Kamat started the game for the Bend Elks. He went 4 innings. He had allowed 1 run and then allowed a leadoff single and double in the 5th inning. His day was done. Brooks Uhas came in, allowed an RBI ground out and an RBI double, scoring both of those runs that he inherited. Did not give up any runs of his own as he completed the 5th and pitched a scoreless 6th inning. Only allowed 1 hit and 1 walk during that time. Cole Wilkinson came into the 7th and allowed a run on 1 hit, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Alex Shanks. Down low, he takes for a ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sun mostly set here in Yakima. Dark blue skies, some orange off to the left, where the sun still going through the process of setting. The 2-2 pitch fouled off by Alex Shanks, got a piece of the catcher on its way back. So the 2-2 again to Shanks. Swung out and missed on a ball in the dirt, and he goes down swinging for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 8th. Defensively, Austin Hauk in the game over at first base. Daniel Garcia was the starting first baseman. He was just pinch hit for by Chase Matheny. And I cannot tell you whether Hauk came in for Matheny or whether there are other changes in the lineup. We will only be able to tell as this game goes forward. And some more batters step to the plate. Top of the 9th up next after we get through this bottom of the 8th. Bryce Martin Grudzelanek takes a pitch inside for a strike, shakes his head. Has not been happy with the strike zone tonight. Younger player, will be a freshman at UCLA in the fall. Reached on a walk in the 6th inning, otherwise 0 for 2 tonight. The 0-1 pitch. And that one looked a lot lower than the first one. I'm not sure whether that was a strike or it was a strike because he shook his head at the first one. So it's no balls and 2 strikes now for Bryce Martin Grudzelanek. 1 out and nobody on here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Chase Graves on deck. The 0-2 pitch from Wilkinson, and it's inside, taken for a ball. He has to back out of the way of that one. Wilkinson, the left-hander in the game, 3rd pitcher of the game for the Elks, first lefty that they've seen today. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and grounded to the shortstop. Peter Mendizona didn't really have to move to pick it up, throws over to first, and Bryce grounds out for out number 2. So here's Chase Graves, 1 for 3 tonight. Led off the bottom of the 5th inning with a base hit. Came around to score the 2nd run of the game for the Pippins. Was the decisive run at that point in the game as they took a 2-1 lead. They added a 3rd run and have not lost the lead since. They currently lead 4-2 here in the bottom of the 8th. Top of the order on deck, Spencer Marenko. Here's the first pitch to Graves. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Wilkinson working out of the stretch. Nobody on. Here's the 0-1. That one on the low outside corner called a strike, and Graves behind 0-2. Much different look from Wilkinson here in the 8th. Found a way to collect himself, get back out on the mound. Walked the leadoff batter in the bottom of the 7th inning. Got 2 outs, but then the triple by Williamson and another walk before he finally got out of the inning. Here's the 0-2 to Graves. Lined out of play on the first base side. This inning started with a strikeout, striking out Alex Shank swinging, and got Bryce Martin Grudzelanek to ground out to the shortstop. So 2 outs and an 0-2 count for Graves. Still. Wilkinson set and delivers outside, and Graves lays off. Tough pitch to take sometimes, especially from the left-hander. Every ball that starts out of his hand is going to look outside to a right-hander. So that ball just stays outside and can be tough to read sometimes. Here's the 1-2. And that one a little closer. Graves swings and misses. And that is out number 3. So 3 strikeouts for Cole Wilkinson. He gets through the bottom of the 8th. Pippins do not add another run before the 9th. We head into the 9th. Pippins leading 4-2. We'll be right back. You're tuning into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Welcome back for the top of the 9th inning, and look who's out for a 3rd inning. Owen Wild so far has not allowed a run in 2 innings, also has not allowed a hit. 1 batter reached on an error, 2 have reached on walks. Both of those walks have then turned into double plays, and Wild struck out his first batter in the 8th. I believe Landon Shire is out in the Pippins bullpen, just starting to get loose as a precautionary measure in case things go south here in the 9th. But they will look to stick with Owen Wild, who came into the 7th inning in a save situation, protecting a 1-run lead, and can finish it off with a 3rd scoreless inning here. He has a 2-run lead at this point in the game. Pippins up 4-2 here in the top of the 9th. Gavin Logan leads things off and takes a ball up high. The 1-0 pitch on the outside corner, and it is 1-1. The 3 outs, the final 3 outs of a game in which you do not earn the win would automatically get you a save. It just so happens that Wild has to do it the hard way, protecting such a narrow lead. Misses outside, and it's 2-1. Swung on and missed, and it is 2-2 for the catcher, Gavin Logan. If Shire were to come into this game, even with the score how it is, I believe at any point in this game, or in this inning, he would be eligible for the save as well in case anything happens. Here's the 2-2 to Logan. Swung on and lined out of play on the first base side. Kirby Robertson turned in a 6-inning quality start for the Pippins. 2 runs, both of them earned, 4 hits, 3 walks, and a strikeout. He also hit a batter. Here's the 2-2 to Gavin Logan. They go backdoor breaking ball, but it stays high and outside, and Logan lays off. Full count for the first batter in this inning. 4 out of the last 5 batters have had full counts. This one strikes out. Second strikeout for Owen Wild. First out in the top of the 9th, and he's 2 outs away from finishing off the 9-out save. So Peter Mendozona will bat. 7, 8, and 9 starting things off here in the top of the 9th for the Bend Elks. 7, Gavin Logan already struck out. Here's 8, Peter Mendozona. And Matt Dallas is on deck. The first pitch to Mendozona, taken down the middle for a strike. A little bit of a lean from Mendozona. Thought about swinging at it. Wouldn't have been a bad idea. Looked like a good pitch to hit. Wild working out of the windup. Nobody on. Here's the 0-1. And drops a changeup in there. It's 0-2. He's quickly out in front. See what he comes back with. Mendozona yet to swing through 2 pitches. Wild might come back at him with the fastball and just try to challenge him. Here's the 0-2 pitch. They do. They go up high with it, and Mendozona lays off. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes. They might go come right back with a fastball. Could go off speed. The 1-2, I believe, a fastball, and near the strike zone, but fouled off by Mendozona either way to keep himself alive. Mendozona 0 for 3 tonight. Did try to reach on a bunt earlier. Ended up getting picked up by Kirby Robertson, thrown over to first for the final out of that inning. The 1-2 pitch again fouled off by Mendozona. Otherwise, a ground out and a line out for him in this one. Pippins and the Elks will continue the series tomorrow night for another baseball bingo winning Wednesday. First pitch scheduled for 6:35 p.m. First 200 fans through the gates receive a bingo card filled with baseball activities. Try to mark off for a prize package courtesy of St. Joe's Bingo and the Yakima Valley Pippins. The 1-2 pitch misses inside, and it's 2-2. And Thursday, of course, Thirsty Thursday here at the ballpark, presented by Northwestern Peanut Company and Iron Horse Brewing. That game also scheduled for 6:35 p.m. And then the Pippins head on the road Friday through Sunday in Wenatchee. The 2-2 pitch outside corner. And called a ball. And the Pippins dugout not a fan of that call. And they might have an argument on that one. Full count. Here's the payoff pitch to Mendozona. Down low, and he walks. And Will Bennett's probably not going to hear the end of it for the rest of this inning. As Wild looked like he had struck out Mendozona with a pitch on the outside corner. Not given to them. So here's Matt Dallas, who's 0 for 2 tonight. A flyout reached on a throwing error by Spencer Marenko at shortstop. Took Lajoie off the bag and tried to bring the swipe tag down and missed him. Dallas then walked in the 7th inning and ended up getting doubled up. The first double play induced by Owen Wild. First pitch misses down low. Looks like Landon Shire might be warm out in the bullpen for the Pippins. The 1-0 pitch popped up. Foul territory and will be blown out of play. So no play available for the Pippins. 1-1 for Matt Dallas. Top of the order on deck for the Bend Elks. Bryce Betcher, who has walked twice in this game, laid down a sacrifice bunt and grounded into the double play in the 7th. Both of the times that Owen Wild has walked a batter in this game, He has then gotten a later batter to ground into a double play. A double play would end things here in the top of the 9th inning. Timeout called by Matt Dallas. 1 ball and 1 strike, 1 out. Pippins leading 4-2. The 1-1 pitch popped up. Another foul ball will go out of play. And that one goes past the grandstands out into the parking lot on the first base side of Yakima County Stadium. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Matt Dallas, who's standing almost shoulder to shoulder with the home plate umpire as he takes a look at his bat, now steps into the batter's box. Wild working out of the stretch, comes set. The 1-2 pitch up high, and Dallas lays off. That's been his go-to pitch with 2 strikes. Not a lot of bites so far in the early part of the counts from batters. So 2 balls and 2 strikes for Matt Dallas. Owen Wild struck out the first batter, Gavin Logan, walked Peter Mendozona. The 2-2 misses inside, and it's 3-2. All 3 batters of this inning have reached full counts against Owen Wild. And we'll see what Wild can put forth. Comes set. The payoff pitch up high, and he walks Matt Dallas. 2 walks in a row issued by Owen Wild. And we'll see whether the Pippins turn to Shire here. Here comes Kelly Fitzpatrick, so they won't make the change right away. Owen Wild working with a 2-run lead. He's up 4-2 here in the top of the 9th. He has gotten his first out on the first batter of the inning, but then 2 full count walks issued. Puts runners on first and second with 1 out. Landon Shire, as I said, warm out in the bullpen. He has 5 6-out saves in 5 chances this season. Could be asked to carry out a 2-out save. As the mound visit ends, Kelly Fitzpatrick left a while ago. Sam Olson just now returning to his spot behind the plate. Bryce Betcher, top of the order, will bat for the Bend Elks. Betcher, the top of the lineup for the Elks. A couple of walks for him. A stolen base as well. Might be asked to lay down a bunt with 1 out. But a 2-run deficit, not sure if they'll make that decision. First pitch, bat stays back. Breaking ball fooled him, but called a ball. Looked like a perfect, exactly what they had called. A curveball inside that broke over the plate. Must have stayed inside, and Betcher with a 1-0 count. Looks down to third for the sign and gets it. Now he digs in. Wild comes set. Looks back at second, the 1-0 pitch. Fouled back to the backstop. Almost straight back by Betcher. He's got the timing down. Just didn't get all of the wood on it that time. Slightly underneath it. So 1 ball and 1 strike for the sophomore out of Oregon. He's got 10 RBI on the year. And Will Bennett will clean off home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Runners on first and second. The Pippins with a 2-run lead. The Elks with their last chance here in the top of the 9th. Owen Wild looks in, looks back, and now the 1-1 popped up first base side. That'll go out of play, and he's got 2 strikes on Bryce Betcher. Owen Wild will be a sophomore at Gonzaga in the fall. Out of Gig Harbor, Washington, trying to fight his way through this ninth inning. His third inning of work, the 1-2 pitch, misses up high. Not sure if they were going for that high fastball or not, but that's where it ended up, and it wasn't a very competitive one at that. Wild will turn 19 years old in 10 days. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, grounded to Bryce Martin Grudzalonic. He'll pick it up, step on third, throw across the diamond to first in time as Bryce Betcher trips over the first base bag trying to sprint it out. Bryce Martin Grudzalonic turns the double play. Third double play in 3 straight innings, and they turned one earlier in the game as well. 4 double plays for the Pippins in this game, and a huge one gets Owen Wild through his third inning and through the 3-inning save. Pippins walk away with a 4-2 victory. The Bend Elks started the scoring in the top of the 4th inning. Colin Montez reached on a walk, moved to second on a ground out, and scored on a double by Gavin Logan. Pippins answered with a run in the bottom of the 4th. Mainly responsible was Noah Williamson, who singled to right field, stole second, moved to third on a wild pitch, and scored on a pass ball. Pippins added 2 more runs in the 5th to take a 3-1 lead after Chase Graves and Spencer Marenko led off the bottom of the 5th with a single and double. Blake Dickman moves them up a base, scoring Chase Graves from third, and Sam Olson scores on a double, Sam Olson doubles home. Spencer Marenko, the Pippins take a 3-1 lead. The Elks get a run back in the top of the 6th inning after a leadoff double by Colin Montez. Moves to third on a base hit by Sam Linscott and scores on the sacrifice fly by Gavin Logan. The Elks would not score again. Meanwhile, the Pippins added another run in the bottom of the 7th as Spencer Marenko led off the inning with a walk, stole second, moves to third on a ground out, and Noah Williamson hits a deep fly ball to left center that's initially caught by Gavin Rourke on the warning track, but in his momentum ends up backtracking into the outfield wall, drops the ball out of his glove. The umpires say no catch. Williamson slides into third with a triple, his 5th of the season, a new franchise record for the Yakima Valley Pippins, scoring Spencer Marenko for his 27th RBI of the year, and the Pippins get a 4-2 lead. Owen Wild protects it through the end, pitching the 7th, 8th, and 9th after Kirby Robertson gets a 6-inning start, allowing just 2 runs on 4 hits. The Pippins walk away with the victory, 4-2 here in the series opener. They'll be right back here tomorrow night at 6:35 p.m. We hope you join us. Until then, I've been Chris Auto Jr., and thank you so much for tuning in.